Hi, Melanie.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
So this is our second selfie interview with for our bare bones and upfront indie concert series interview slash musical playlist piece. Melanie, thank you so much for inviting us into your home.
Thanks for coming.
First thing, I guess, what brought you to Toronto?
I came to Toronto a couple years ago. I lived in Australia. I was back and forth for 7 years in Australia, and then I went back to my hometown of Cornwall, where everyone is bilingual. And I lived there for a summer, and then I went to a folk conference. I went to the Folk Music Ontario conference, which was called OCFF at the time. Met a ton of people who were based in Toronto, and some francophones as well. And that's what sort of prompted my move here, and I'm really glad I did it.
With that francophone angle, is that something new to Toronto? Is that just something that Torontonians don't know too much about?
I think it's a small community, but it's pretty tight, and I don't think I think it's probably always been here. I've been lucky enough to meet a few francophones around, and because it's so small, it is a tight community. So it's quite supportive, and also because it's a small community, as francophones, it gives us a little bit of an advantage to be in I guess an advantage to be a minority here, because then you can show people what you're doing and try to make that scene grow a little bit more rather than being lost in the mix, I guess. So.
Oh, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
With your creative, the way that you write, do you write in English? Do you write in French? Is it kind of a back and forth when you're creating your music?
It depends on what the song is. I usually write a melody first, and then the lyrics come afterwards. But with the melody, I can usually tell whether the song wants to be in French or whether it wants to be in English. I compare songs to like children, and some of them run around naked with cowboy boots on, and others decide to shave a mohawk and dye their hair green, and you just have to kind of let them be who they are and nurture them and let them grow into whatever they want to be. So some of my songs have jazz elements, some of them have country elements, some of them are a bit more pop, some of them are very folky. Some of them are sassy, and some of them are family oriented, and some want to be in French, or some want parts in French.
So you don't have do you have a specific genre? Is there a specific genre that we can kind of encapsulate you in, or is
you
that
can
just...
probably put me under the umbrella of folk, and then it dips into different things. I'm still finding myself, I guess, and I don't know if that'll ever end. I see a lot of musicians who know exactly who they are, and they just go for that genre, which I think is great, but there's many elements to me, and maybe I'm a little bit complicated. So there's so many things that want to come out, and I also, to a certain degree, I understand why the business aspect of it, you should be able to put yourself in a box, but I think if the music moves you and it transports you to a different place, and you can either forget where you are or really delve into a certain emotion, then that's the main thing, and that's just under the umbrella of good music as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, I like that. Toronto. Why Toronto? Why not Montreal? Why not Vancouver? Why not Nashville?
Good question. I guess it's a matter of just instinct. Something told me to try Toronto out, and when I came to Toronto for the first time on the train, I asked Toronto to let me know clearly whether it wanted me or not. And so I ended up at this show that I was playing at. I didn't know anyone. I knew one person who had booked me, but I didn't know what the event was, and it turned out that it was a Create the Most Joy party. And so when I walked in, there were 3 people standing at the door with open arms who had never met me, like, ah! So I figured that was a bit of a sign.
I would love to hear a song from you, anything that tickles your fancy and gives our audience a taste of what they will definitely hear and see at the Bare Bones.
Sure. Yeah, well, I'm in two minds about what I should play because there's so many sides of me, I guess. So I'm just gonna hit you with something really sassy. Is that okay?
That's great.
This is called Strange Desire. Saying goodbye to the man that I love. It's been as hard as kicking drugs. 'Cause in my veins this river runs. Ain't no room for anyone else's blood. Au revoir to the man that I wanted. The man who haunted my nights and days. The man who kept my body warm and pulled the sail tight and helped me weather the storm. Oh, love, I'm bad news when I ain't lying. I'm bending the truth on. Oh, love, I have a strange desire for setting your whole world on fire. Adios to the boy who cried and he wasn't scared to show me his sensitive side. The boy I had to break into, 'cause that's just what a woman like me loves to do. Is sayonara, my little pet. I hope you haven't filled my side of the bed up yet. Don't you worry about me, oh honey, I'll stay strong. But you've never been a one to be alone too long. Oh love, I'm bad news when I ain't lying. I'm bending the truth on. Oh love, I have a strange desire for setting your new car on fire. When I ain't lying, I'm bending the truth on. Oh love, I have a strange desire for setting your whole world on fire. Oh love, I'm bad news when I ain't lying. I'm bending the truth on. Oh love, I have a strange desire for setting your whole world on fire. Set your new car on fire. Setting your new girlfriend's hair on fire.
Thank you so very much.